Morning everyone, and welcome to the channel. Today we have our final day of the hedge cutting season, and we have two mini diggers going with the heads on them, just cutting stuff. Just feels that we couldn't travel with the tractor, and just getting it wrapped up. It's also with the saw blade and tractor and hedge cutter with the last few days, and by this evening we should have everybody looked after, so that's the main thing. Nobody was left behind or waiting on their hedges done, so I'm gonna get stuck into this and we'll talk to you later. Good morning everyone. Now it's Monday morning. We finished off our hedge cutting yesterday. We got it all done. It's all wrapped up now, thank God, and that's us finished with hedge cutting for 2021, or sorry, the season, should we say. What we're going at this morning is I'm going tanking a bit of slurry here with the trail and shoe. That's all that's going on with just trail and shoe today. We're moving bales as well today. There's a good few loads of bales to be moved around the place this morning, so we've another man going at that. And we're probably going piping either tomorrow or Wednesday. I'm not quite sure. We've to work around pig slurry on that one. We're waiting for pig slurry to come in where we're going spreading, so it's kind of up to the piggery really. Whenever they get time to bring it to us, that's what we're working with. So today's task is anyway trail and shoe slurry, and once we get going we'll do a bit of the jigs and the reels of that. One thing about this country is it might rain an awful lot, but when the sun does shine you really appreciate it, and today is one of those days. It's just a lovely day. You couldn't help but be in good humour when the sun is shining like this. Anyway, we've two fields to do here, but I don't know will we have enough. Is there enough slurry mixed for us to do these two fields? So we'll see how we get on, and I suppose once I'm spreading, I might try and stick the camera up in the back of the shoe, and you can see it working along. I have a couple of pipes are popping off of me, and I must squeeze them on because the shoe is constantly going like that, and it just pops off the pipes where they're going on to the spring plates, bringing it down, just a short little length of piping, bringing it down onto the rubber boot. The reason for that, I think, is we're on 50mm pipes and a lot of them are on 40, but our 40s are clear plastic and they're steel reinforced, so it's very hard to get a squeeze on them, and when you do get a squeeze on them, once they get any bit weathered, and obviously clear plastic, they're clear plastic, so when clear plastic weathers it gets very hard. I think you'd be better off with a green plastic or something like that. It might last a bit longer. You see a good few of them now are using darker colours, probably a lot better with the heat. I see some have red and some have green and some have orange, so they're probably better, but I don't know, are they 50mm? The time I was getting that pipe, it was very hard to get a 50mm pipe in the green, you know, the green with the plastic reinforced, but maybe things have changed now. So once we're spreading away another one, like I say, I might stick the camera up in the back of the bar, and you'll be able to see what's going on. Well, I forgot again that I have no mount, so I must badly get a mount, so I didn't stick it up in the back of the shoe. But you get the general gist of it anyway. Another day I'll put it up there. Now I'm just dropping back the digger. We dropped back one of the diggers yesterday evening, and I'm just dropping another one back there now. And after that then I'll probably go off mixing a bit of slurry and get it ready for the morning, because we've two piping jobs tomorrow that are in relatively close proximity to each other. We've tanking to do and we've mulching to do, so we've a lot to do this week, and just get it finished. I suppose I think the weather's supposed to break again towards the weekend, so we want to try and really push through the work now this week and get as much as needs to be done. We also have bits of spraying and fertilizer and stuff like that to put out, so we definitely won't be idle this week anyway. We've more than enough to keep us going, but hopefully we'll get them get everything wrapped up again before we get another bad spell of rain. So yeah, I'll just launch this digger off back to our home, and I will go mix them there this evening, and we'll see how we get on. Morning everyone, very nice morning, very cold but very nice. You know it's going to be a spectacular day, so we're off going doing a bit of piping this morning. You would have seen just there a bare little clip of me mixing it last night, and we're not going very far, we're just going basically the other side of Tralee, so shouldn't be too long on the road, and the roads are very quiet this morning anyway, so it won't affect us really at all. So once we get there, I suppose we're getting pig slurry, but the tank is full and the tank is quite thick, so we'll have to pump out some bit just to give them a bit of room with the pig slurry, and they'll probably be drawn away to us for the day. So that's basically our aim, just get out a small bit, make a bit of room, and let the Arctic be drawn away in the pig slurry. Give it a quick stir up again, make it a bit less thick and pumpable, because pumps really don't like thick stuff, they just won't handle it. It has to be very, very liquidy. So that will be our aim this morning. The trucks will be there at 8 o'clock, so we should have loads of time to get some bit out before them anyway. So yeah, that's what we're going to get stuck into, and I'll show you all of that going on. I don't know if you can see, but our truck is coming in here with pig slurry now again. He's holding more or less not far off 7,000 gallons, and it's really helping the slurry. The slurry was quite thick when we started. This load, or sorry, while we're spreading here now, is not too bad, but could do with being a bit more liquidy, so the more he brings, the better. It just really helps agitate it, and of course there's a lot of nutrients in pig slurry too, so it's very beneficial stuff. We're lucky in the sense that we can get it. I know in some parts of the country it's very hard to get it. Ideally they could be a bit closer. We probably would be as far away as they'd be willing to travel at short notice, but if you're based, I suppose, very close to them, you could get it anytime you wanted. But as I was saying, we went up to our top corner. I'm going to do this side of the pipe first, and once I've this side of the pipe spread, I'll work my way to the other side of the pipe, and should work out well. We're not going too far to our next job, so the more we're progressing in this, I'll let you know. I have no flow meter, so you're kind of gauging what you're doing, and I suppose someone asked me there in the comments, am I kind of taking work off myself with this? Am I just replacing tank and work the way I used to do? And I would say half and half. I don't know if you've just seen it there now, but we threw a big lump of silage out through the splash plate. That's the beauty of the Cryman pump, to put that stuff through her. Anyway, what I was saying is, someone asked me, do we be taking work off ourselves? Roughly half and half. This job, we would tank it, but usually in the summertime, usually he cards it around this time of the year, so we wouldn't have been doing this if we didn't have the pipes, but we'd be doing the work here, if you get me, and that was kind of my idea behind buying the pipe system. There's a lot of places that we do everything except the piping, so you just keep you're staying with lads, and if you're keeping them happy with everything, you'll be hoping there's very little reason to change from you if you can keep them happy with all the work you do. It's just when someone else is in doing the work, and if there's an issue with your work, then obviously that guy has the chance to get in and do more of the work. So, and obviously I get on with a lot of lads very well, and they're only delighted to get me in with this when I'm doing everything else for them. So that's kind of basically the idea behind buying it. I'm not chasing massive work with this. If I get a lot of work with it, I'm very happy, but basically it's just there to keep lads happy that we do a lot of other work for. and they're happy with our baling work and our reseeding work and all that, and our spraying and fertilizer. And when we do all them things, it's just nice to be able to offer the complete service and be able to look after them very well. So I suppose that's a bit of my rambling on. We'll keep going, we'll get this tank emptied, and we'll head on up the road to the next. See the difference a bit of liquid makes, lads? Makes all the difference. Crazy the difference it makes. Well, we're on our next one now, and lovely watery stuff again. There's more pig slurry gone into this, so perfect for quitting. But as you can see, I have a broken back window, and what led to that is as you could see, we were in a large field in the last one, and it's kind of my first very large field spreading. And what I'm blaming that down to is me not being very clued into what I was doing, and a lot of twists and kinks in my pipe. And I got the twists and kinks out, which you go kind of try and straighten your pipe and pull it over and back and to and forward, and you'll get your kinks out and your twists. But when I was rolling up, I had a very short in the pipe out, and I was rolling that up because I just I was trying to make my pipe a bit shorter to pull it straight into a corner. So I took off the last little bit, maybe 20-30 meter length, and when I was rolling that up, then I wasn't, look, rookie mistake, but I wasn't concentrating on what I was doing. And when the reel was coming around, the fitting flew up and straight through the back window. So lucky I just saw it coming, and I leaned forward, and it came to no harm to me, but obviously it made clean, you know what, of the back window. But we all make mistakes. Nobody's perfect, and nobody is going to come away without an error. It's my first window on a long, I'd say it's my first window ever breaking. No, I broke another back window years and years and years ago. I broke a back window in, oh, I can't even remember, but I do remember breaking the back window. So yeah, these things happen. Not going to get too worked up about it. It is part of life and part of the job. These things happen. So yeah, luckily we're working away beautifully. Absolutely no hiccups in this job. So once we get this one done, probably go mixing another one or two maybe for tomorrow, and maybe some tanking in on Thursday. So we also have the mulcher. The mulcher is out today, doing a few roof jobs. Two places need cleaning up for the springtime. So if I get a chance this evening before it gets dark, which is highly unlikely, but if I do, I'll give a shoot up to him, so you'll be able to see what's going on there. And basically the first of that kind of work for the year. But just look at the day, absolutely perfect. So couldn't ask for better. So yeah, I'll give you an update later on what we're at. Okay, so this morning we're doing a bit of mixing. This is our transfer hose. We usually bring this around with us. That goes on to the top, so if you're to fill another tank or whatever, that's usually what we do that for. Anyway, basically what I'm showing you is I've been asked there a few times to show how we mix a tank and what way do I do it and what do I think is the right way to do it. Basically what I do is I put my spout level with the top of the slurry, so it's breaking your crust. You have your maximum jet effect on your crust. Aim it towards the wall ever so slightly, and you should get a good circular motion going, and I find that's the best way to break up your crust. I've seen lots of theories and other ideas on how to do it, but basically this one is the best because people think you're not actually mixing it that way. Some people, I've heard people saying that, but your pump is sucking it up from the bottom and your jet is firing it out there, so that's how it works. And obviously stay away from the tank for give it 20 minutes, half an hour before you go wandering around there. You can actually get a monitor for tie around your neck that will tell you the gas levels in the slurry. I don't have one, but I have seen them. So that's basically how I mix a tank. When our time is up, I'll go around the back and we'll be able to see it whizzle all the way around. I'm not going to touch it from what way it's set up there now, so you'll be able to see what that does. Okay, so we give a walk around the other side there. We don't need to come around here, obviously enough. As you can see, we're getting our full whizzing effect, starting the whole tank from the one end. So we have four, I think we have 4 bays here. Yeah, 4 bay tank. So maybe it's 5. I'll check it and I'll let you know. But yeah, anyway, lovely and watery, and our nozzle hitting the top of the slurry, getting our maximum jet effect going around, and breaking up our crust nicely and mixing the slurry properly. So that's how I agitate the tank. Not saying I'm spectacular at it or anything, but it's what works for me anyway. I think the frothy stuff usually is silage effluent. I think that's what causes your froth. Sometimes I've seen that rise and rise and rise. I've often got 2-3 foot of froth coming up through the slats, up even. You've seen it come up as far as we'll say the bottom of the feed barrier. So that's it anyway. Shortly we'll go spreading this one, but as you can see, it's lovely slurry to be spreading with the pipes, so we should have no problems. So we finished off our piping earlier on. That tank we were mixing actually became quite thick in the finish, but we were able to empty it anyway, and we only had a short amount of pipe out, so we got through it fairly rapid, and it all went according to plan. At the moment here now I'm spraying. As you can see, our sprayer is a Hardy, and it holds 1,000 litres. I couldn't tell you what width it is, but it's hydraulic booms and section control, and it what you call it, it has spring back, and we also have a GPS as well, which I don't have with me now because you need a ram mount to hold the GPS in the tractor, and I just didn't. The ram mount is in the CVX, the 1170, and she's away on another job, so I was kind of just a dash really to go in and get this done this evening, because we've more spreading to do tomorrow, and we've mixing to do as well. So once I finish this, I'll probably go away and do another bit of mixing and have it ready for us tomorrow where we're going. But it's tanking now for tomorrow, and after that I would say it'll be relaxing a small bit. There was talks of rain, but that seems to have gone now, and I don't think we're going to get it. But at the same time, we've been kind of busy there the past 3 weeks, bits and pieces of slurry and other things, so I'd imagine there won't be a whole pile of panic on us. There's a good bit of spraying to do and bits of fertiliser, so we won't be idle, but I'd say by maybe Friday evening pressure might be off some bit, which is nice. It's a Friday always been under pressure, but what can you do? I'm spraying rushes here today, or with this tank. I've about 15 acres maybe to do. Funny enough, I've been in these fields years ago, but I haven't been in them in a number of years now, and I'm surprised how rushy they are, because these fields would be very, very dry. So I don't know why they're rushy, to be honest with you. I always see these lads making silage here, but I didn't think there was rushes in these fields. So yeah, that's kind of me. That's the spraying. We have the 130, the pony, the baby X is out on this job. We had a bit of bother there with some of you might have seen it up on Facebook on the Steyr page. Was looking for a bit of advice. She kept blowing off the returns off of the diesel, the return pipes off of the injectors, and they're very, very small. They're tiny little things altogether, and we got them up. We got a savage fit on them, because what I done is I boiled water. I put the end of the pipe into the water, made it nice and soft, shoved it right down onto the fitting. They have little grooves to catch the pipe, and when it cooled in, it shrunk on it, so you could not pull these off. They were on them ferocious tight, but it was still leaking, and I asked a few lads what could be wrong, and you know, it was this, that and the other. So friend of ours there told me that it could be the actual return lines going. There's one going to the pump and there's one going to the filter housing. Checked in, he said you could have a bit of a blockage, and sure enough, there was one of them was full of crap. So that's that sorted. She's not leaking or she's not leaking anything now, but she's surprisingly she's running away better. She's a bit more power than her, and she's she's very good to go now, a bit more lively. So yeah, I was thinking of chipping her and opening her up, but I think she's okay there now what she's at. But we'll see as we get on. Once she has the spring work done, we'll see how we fare out with her. So yeah, that's me for this evening. Barry give you a bit of an update when I go mix them there again later on. 5 tractors as a gift at the moment, because if this was last year, I'd have to take something off now and put this on it and be missing and fooling like that. But because there's one away mulching, there's the 2 on the pipe setups. Obviously one of them is jewels on, so that wouldn't be the easiest thing to take off. There's one of them going on a tanker now. This will probably be going on a tanker, and there's one mixing, so you know, it's really handy to have enough yokes the day you want them. So yeah, that's me. Sure, I'll be talking to you tomorrow if I'm not later on. Well, I'm just off to mix another tank there now. It just suits me a bit better. Look, I could do it in the morning, but I'd have to do it right early in the morning, and I prefer, as much as it's good to start early and get a good run at the day and gives you room to get everything wrong, if I can have myself a bit pre-prepared and ready to go the following night, then I'll do that. And then once I start early the following morning, it really, you do have a lot of scope for things to go wrong and things to go against you, and you just have the time to rectify it, and then you're probably able to finish a bit earlier if everything goes smoothly. So that's the way I try to be working it when we're under pressure. But like I was saying there, when we were spraying, I just went home and got this and went away. Whereas if we didn't have 130 now, I'd be trying to take something off of this maybe and put the mixer back on, and not the easiest thing in the world to put on them Connor agitators, to tell you the truth. Now, if you were to take the drive shaft off every time, you'd have no bother, but it's a real heavy shaft and it's just not that easy to manage on your own. So we dug a hole in the yard and we dropped it into the hole, and it's kind of taken off in its working position, so it makes it a bit easier and a bit just easier to get it on, really. That was obviously the idea behind doing that. But before that we were taking it off with the shaft still on, but it was just awkward. So this way now it does work a bit easier. So I'm going to mix this one. It's a fairly big one. I think there's 10 bays, maybe a bit more with it. So probably take a bit of time, but once I have it some bit mixed, it'll do me until tomorrow morning. And there'll be 2 of us drawn out there for the day, and we'll see how we get on. Ground is still very, very, very tender, and it wouldn't take much to upset the whole balance in it. So we'll see what we can do. So that's me for tonight, and it's another day's update, and tomorrow we'll fill you in on a brand new day. Hello and welcome to today's update. This will be our last update for this week. I know we're only on Thursday, but what I'm doing today I'm going to be doing tomorrow, so there's no point making it too laborious and on about the same thing and the same thing. So I'm just going to leave it at today, highlighted it in the next day or 2, and I'll stick it up over the weekend for your viewing. But anyway, today we're now with the trail and chew. We've quite a bit in this place. I'll hardly finish here today, probably be here a bit of tomorrow, and then have another farm to do as well. So big demand for the shoe this year. Really, I'm actually surprised, to be honest with you, how much demand there is for the shoe. But it's definitely taken off, and it's definitely people love it. Once anyone uses it, they seem to be mad about it. So I'd imagine we won't be doing a whole pile more piping this year, bar the weather turns very, very bad. This year is a bit of a silly statement. I mean, you know, up until the cows go out and that kind of stuff, because you probably end up actually doing a good bit of piping during the summer, I would imagine. So yeah, that's kind of where we're at. See, we have a huge grass cover, and we're not destroying it at all. Like over there we've spread. So all in all, working out brilliantly. Great system, and like I say, lads are mad about it. So yeah, look, we've had a busy week. We've had a big week. We've been starting early every morning, and we've been going on till not too late. Most nights we escaped handy enough, but we were still going till maybe 8 or 9 at night. But we definitely got through a savage amount of work this week, and I'm delighted with that. Our wet days, I was probably speaking earlier on the video over wet days, they've been pushed back, but I'd say we're definitely due rain over the weekend. What I'll be getting up to over the weekend, obviously I have to finish off these tanking jobs, which will probably take me up until the weekend, but I do have some fertilizer to go out, and we're still mulching as well. Mulcher's been out all the week too, so there's just loads going on at the moment. Very wintry and spring work at the same time, which is a very unusual combination. You're normally finished all this kind of thing before you start really getting stuck into your spring work, but yeah, just the way I suppose the weather has been and everything, it's all kind of coming into one go. I'd expect next, obviously if we get a broken period and then it settles, I expect next is going to be an awful lot of spraying, and getting ground ready for reseeding is usually a bit of a thing, and possibly some silage. You could get some very early silage in there, which seems to happen most years, but that's just the way it goes. It's so weather dependent, you never know. So I suppose that's me signing off. I hope this was a very entertaining video. I've kind of had fun making this one. Plenty going on, and it should make for a good video, so hopefully. So let me know what you think of it in the comments. It's probably going to be running into the 25-minute bracket, maybe a small bit longer, but I think these weekly updates are definitely working a lot better than maybe feeding you drips and drabs during the week. You know, it just makes a right good video, and of course you have a bit of time on your hands on the weekends to sit down and properly watch them. So for that, I'm very grateful. We've also passed the 3,000 subscriber mark, which is great. While there's been lulls and stops of growth, and we have an awful lot of content up, I am delighted with the progress, and delighted with the feedback. Love hearing from everyone that's commenting and letting me know what they think of the videos and all that. So yeah, obviously you're interested in what I'm doing, so I'm going to keep doing it, but if you would like anything different, let me know in the comments. So that's it from me. We'll see you next week for whatever will be going on, but you can be guaranteed there'll be something going on anyway. So we'll see you later.